So symmetry and constructions are what we're going to play with. And I've got a traditional compass here that is got a stiff hinge, a point on one side and a pencil on the other. And you usually want it set up so that the point and the pencil line up nice when it's closed. Alternatively, we've got this thing that's a non-lethal compass. This brand is called the Safety compass. And it's got this circle that pivots in the middle. And then this would be your slider for like where the pencil would go. So what I'm going to do is, I was just playing around earlier and I drew myself an angle. And the thing about constructions is with a typical geometric construction, we use a straight edge. So like this side of my triangle has no measurements on it. So that would be a straight edge. Here I have a straight edge with a ruler. So traditional constructions use a straight edge and a compass. And so a straight edge has no markings on it. And if it did, we ignore them. And the compass just allows us to do two things. It allows us to reproduce lengths since it's got that rigid pivot. And I can also draw circles with it. And then what comes from this is, well, what kinds of geometric things can you do with just a compass and a straight edge, which is the way geometry was done for thousands of years until it evolved a little beyond that. So I'm just going to start with this play thing over again. And I'm going to draw myself kind of a random angle. So an angle needs two segments with a common vertex. And so here's my angle. I have no idea what the measurement of that angle is there, but I want to reproduce it. One way to reproduce an angle is to use a compass where you set the point of the compass on the vertex of the angle to the best of your ability up there. And then you pick a point somewhere on either leg of it. So I'm going to pick this right here, and I'm going to make a mark. Then I'm going to make a mark with that same length on the other leg here. So I've got a mark there and a mark there. Now I can reproduce this angle anywhere. So somewhere else, I could draw another length. So let's say over here. And I want to reproduce that angle from this point right there. To do that, again, I'm going to mark off this distance right there over here. And this mark, I'm going to actually make an arc of a circle with. And I could have done that here too. Sometimes when people make constructions, they like to just mark the little pieces they need, but other times people like to mark part of or the whole circle that you're playing with. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off this distance between those 2 points. So I just got to kind of line up my pencil till it hits the right spot, and that takes a little bit of play. And that looks like I hit it pretty good. And so I'm just going to come over here and I'm just going to reproduce that on this arc. So starting on that end point. So now what I've done is I've reproduced this length here on the bottom, and I've reproduced this length there, and I've now reproduced this leg here. So I've actually not only recreated this angle, I've made a congruent triangle. Consider 3 points make a triangle. So if we whipped out a protractor, we'd find that this angle right here matches this angle right there.